Hi, I'm Steve Merrick, one of the pharmacists at the Apothecary with another Apothecary Minute. Today we want to talk about allergies. We're having a lot of people come in and ask, what can I do naturally to help with my allergies? So usually allergies are due to an excess of histamine. Now histamine in itself isn't always a bad thing. It can be a good thing. It's our body's natural defense mechanisms. So when we get hurt, a lot of times we'll have that histamine release and we have increased blood flow to the area. It can cause some swelling and inflammation, but that's all part of the healing process. But excess histamine isn't what we want. And that's where it comes into with allergies. So we have an excess of histamine being produced. So we're all familiar with having an antihistamine. You've heard that term before. And really, antihistamines are blockers of the histamine receptor. We've had some around for years, like Benadryl and chlortrimeton. They are the older generation, call them first generation, and they cross the blood-brain barrier and can cause some drowsiness. When you take it during the day, that's not what you want. And so then in the 80s, they started coming out with the second generation. So ones like Zyrtec, Claritin, Allegra, those are now second generations. Still block the histamine receptor, but now do not cross the blood-brain barrier and hence do not cause the drowsiness. Now, another way we can try to help with the allergies is by decreasing the amount of histamine that the body is producing. So we have some products like R-Hist and D-Hist. These have like 5 different ingredients in there that will help the body produce less histamine. And we found that to be very effective for the allergy symptoms. Also, we can do some homeopathic drops. A lot of times people will come in and they say that they're not really sure what they're allergic to. So then we go with something like Allergy HP, which is much more broad spectrum, but not as deep. Better if we really don't know what's going on, why you are allergic to something. This has a better chance of helping. But if we can pinpoint exactly what it is, then we can take tree pollen, and this is much narrower, but much deeper. So a lot of times it can be more effective. So again, if you're not knowing what it is, we usually do the Allergy HP. If you do know the specific one, like tree antigen or mold or weed and grass is another common one. And then we even have some like biting insect. So for people who just always get bit up by the mosquitoes or the horseflies and deer flies, if you take this ahead of time, it can decrease your reaction to any of those bites. Our history, you usually have to start with a higher amount. So I'll tell you 6 capsules a day. Typically we would say 2 capsules 3 times a day for a week. 3 times a day is hard to do. So if you can, great. But if you can't, then we'd say do 3 capsules twice a day. Okay. But the big thing is we do have to do it for an extended period. Usually we say a week to get the levels up. And then oftentimes we can decrease it to 2 capsules twice a day and maybe even then 2 capsules once a day. But more than likely during the allergy season, you're going to have to stay on at least some maintenance dose of the R-Hist. And then when we want to use the homeopathics, usually we will say do 6 drops every 2 hours while awake for the first day. So we're kind of hitting it hard there the first day. And then 6 drops 3 times a day thereafter. So I hope that helps you and gives you another option for helping your allergies.